first glance, the 750 may look like all the Treos that have come before it, except that Palm has finally managed to do away with the unsightly antenna bulge. It still has the same square screen and keyboard layout, although the send and end keys now are slightly larger with slightly smaller Windows and OK keys. When I turn it to the left, you can see what separates the Treo from the rest of the crop of smartphones out there these days, and that's its thickness. It's probably about 50% bigger than most of the other smartphones. The volume keys actually control the system volume by default and not the phone volume. And an application key lets you jump to one application quickly. On the right-hand side are an IR window and a door for the mini SD slot. And the top has a feature that used to be unique to Palm, but now other manufacturers are copying: a switch to immediately silence the Treo and set it to vibrate mode. On the back you see a 1.3 megapixel camera and the outlet for the speakerphone, which is fairly loud. You can also see these large bevels down the side, which actually help the Treo to sit in your hand better. At first glance, the keyboard looks like it should be great to use, but it takes some getting used to. You see, not only is the Treo thick, but it's also heavy, so when you're holding it in your hands to type, you have a lot of weight hanging off of the end. The other thing is that the keys, although they're sized pretty nicely, are somewhat tight together, so you don't always hit the right one. So if we give this the old phone scoop test, you can see that we're pretty fast, but that's only because we've had some time with it. Although we keep calling it a smartphone, the Treo 750 is actually a pocket PC, which is Microsoft's way of saying it has a touchscreen. You don't have to use the touchscreen for many things. In fact, you can use the keyboard to manipulate and control most of the functions. However, a lot of times it's a lot easier just to tap on the screen and get a shortcut. The threaded messaging application is just one of the many touches that Palm added to make Windows Mobile more user-friendly. Messages are sorted by contact, and when you click through, are displayed like an IM conversation, with both incoming and outgoing messages. Palm also added a feature that's found on Microsoft smartphones, but not pocket PCs, to the Treo, and that is Quick Dial, which means that if you start dialing somebody's name from the home screen, it actually will sort through your contacts and bring up all of the available phone numbers so that you can just dial that person with one click. The Treo features Microsoft's full complement of productivity applications, including a mail client that will sync with Exchange, as well as miniature versions of Excel, Word, and PowerPoint. But in addition to productivity, this phone is pretty good as a multimedia powerhouse. Windows Media Player actually works very well, despite the lack of external media controls. With the extra horsepower in the Treo 750, we can start a song playing, and even do something pretty processor and radio intensive, like maybe try and find a movie trailer for us to watch. Although the screen is small at 240 by 240 pixels, the cool thing about movie trailers is that we can download them over the 3G network pretty quickly. And playback starts pretty quickly. Although the Treo 750 is powerful and it's easy to use, there's one small problem, and that's that it has a propensity to drop phone calls when it's in 3G coverage. I realize the Treo 750 sounds like a pretty cool phone, but we'd probably wait for Palm to fix this problem with a software update before you run out and get one.